everybody. Thanks for taking time from your busy schedule to join us today. My name is Dr. Lance Ford, and what I do is teach. It's what I've been doing for 27 years of my life. I teach every morning at 7:55 a.m. for about an hour live learners in a show choir class. Until about 4 weeks ago when COVID-19 hit, and we had to cancel our upcoming performance of Sister Act and everything else. But anyway, I'm still teaching, just not live singing every day. I also teach online for our regional college. I have about 70 learners in this spring semester of music appreciation, and we're rocking and rolling with Webex and our learning management system. I'm joined today by a great friend of mine, Dave Rittiman, who works for Cisco. Dave, you want to tell a little bit about yourself, sir?
Sure, Lance. My name is Dave Rittiman, the business development strategy for Cisco Webex.
Awesome, my friend. The great part about having Dave is I'm just a user, and I use it in my classes, but Dave's going to be able to tell us what's actually going on in the background. Now, for those of you who have not ever experienced it before, one of the amazing things about Webex is that it plugs directly into your learning management system. Blackboard, Desire to Learn, Schoology, Moodle, Canvas, Sakai. They're all LTI compliant, which means that this Webex experience can be embedded directly in it. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute overview and walk you through what that means. First and foremost, to an instructor, it means how do you want to use it? Would you like to use it to actually host your live classes? It's called virtual meetings here, and it allows you to schedule, to record, to make opportunities for your learners to join you live for class, and all the classroom controls you need. Next, when you're live in class, would you like to break them into small groups? How about project-based learning or digital portfolios? That's classroom collaboration. And again, it's 100% embedded into my learning management system. After class, this is where some of my learners struggle individually. Maybe they're not even getting the assistance they need from their small group and they need a little bit of help. This gives me an opportunity to offer my students office hours where they can schedule a time based on when I'm available to click and join me. Now I'm going to scroll down here just a little bit because this authorized with LMS is a pretty big deal. It's what allows me to synchronize the users from my learning management system with the Webex Cloud and the resources they need there. It happens automatically in the background. If a student joins class late or drops class before it's over, they're given permission or having those permissions removed without any intervention from me. I have the ability to take attendance and or provide grades based on those attendance. And in a COVID-19 situation, it's really important to remind those students when those live classes are, because so many things are going on in their households, so many things are going on with them individually, that pushing them a little reminder that says, hey, class starts in 15 minutes with Dr. Ford, here's the link to join, is really, really handy. And the last thing I want to be doing is sending those notifications out manually. Now let's just for a few minutes look at what this means to schedule a class for the rest of my semester. I'm going to go in here and say, this is the Lance course, right? And it's going to start tomorrow. And here's the time zone I'm in. And it's going to run for this long. And it's going to happen every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from now until the end of my semester. And I'm done not till the end of May. So I'm going to hit done right here and create. I have now created the Lance course meeting from here on out to the end of May, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at this time. This host link simply means that I have a key that I automatically slide in the classroom door, virtually speaking, unlock, and allow those learners to join me. I can also lock the door behind me if I'm concerned about other people coming in who shouldn't be a part of this meeting. If while I'm live during the class, I hit the record button, all my class will be recorded on the fly. And those recordings are going to go automatically into my learning management system. In fact, I'm going to hit play on one of my prior recordings here so you guys can see that everything is transcripted and there's a closed caption for that particular recording. Now, how does a student join class? Well, they log into the LMS too. They click our Webex plugin. They don't have a setup tab, but they do have a virtual meetings tab, and they can click and join that class straight away. They don't have the ability to host because they're not the teacher. So the recordings automatically go under past meetings, no upload, no FTP, no worrying about file format, no sending out notifications. That's the job of the plugin. You know, when we're live in class, that's when we break into these small groups. And I'm going to switch LMSs just so you guys don't have to trust me. You can actually see that it looks the exact same in Canvas. Here are my small group sessions. Here are my review sessions. These are topics. I told you that we were synchronized with our learners. So here's all of my learners automatically in here. If I put them in a small group and I want them to be able to speak with each other, they can just message here. They also have the ability to share the documents and research that they're all working on. They can click that particular file and share it to everyone in the group by just hitting return. Now, once that file's there, once those messages are there, if there still needs to be explanation, it's easy enough to have a live experience by clicking the call button. Again, no download necessary. No need for me to exit the LMS. I click the green button and here we go. Last but not least, we've had our large group, we've had our small group, and now it's time for individual help. I, as the teacher, select the times I want to be available, either in 30-minute windows of time and or with buffers in between, okay? So you saw that I have the ability to do this how I want. I hit save. Once I hit save, once again, that learner is going to pop in here and choose their instructor and what time they want to meet with the instructor and hit confirm. Now, honestly, Dave, I got a 21-year-old and I got an 18-year-old, and when they do this, neither one of them are paying attention to this information. They're clicking done, okay? The good news is both they and their instructor got an automated email with all the appropriate links, the calendar invite, and the phone number, if they want to join via phone, for that Webex experience and office hours. Now, Dave, that was a really high, quick overview of this, but I think you saw as we went through, I put conversations in here, I put messages, I put files, heck, we had video calls. What happens to the student data that's going into this Webex cloud? How secure actually is it? Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Sure. Let me show you, Lance. And that was very impressive, the integrations that are out there and available. It's pretty nice to hear you.
Because it evolves so quickly for the learner and the teacher to be in the environment that they already live in. Oh, great. What happens to student-generated content?
Yeah, so all the content within, say, Teams, right? If you're using Teams, which is our messaging platform, basically everything is, you can configure the retention period. So on the back end, as an administrator, you can basically configure it to last, say, 1 month or up to 120 months out there, right? You can also delete those as well. So if you basically want to have, content only last, again, 1 month, you can delete everything after that. For Webex meetings, whenever you're in a Webex meeting like we're kind of in today, basically all the meeting content, there's no meeting content stored up in the cloud. Once that meeting is over, all the data is gone from that within that session. The only thing that's available is basically the recordings. So if you are doing recordings, those recordings are available and they are out there. You can password protect that content as well.
Awesome. So let's dissect this for a second. I called it classroom collaboration. The back end of that is Webex Teams. I called it live classes or virtual meetings. The back end of that is Webex meetings. So let's take these one at a time here. Talk to me a little bit about the security of the student data on the Webex Teams environment.
So Webex Teams basically it's end-to-end encryption, right? So any data at rest is basically encrypted. Anything basically in transit is encrypted as well. Cisco has started as, Cisco is basically a security company, essentially, right? We're very conscious of security, users' data, users' privacy information on our side. But everything is end-to-end encrypted for that content within basically Webex Teams.
This is really important, especially in my world, because of things like FERPA, CIPA, the federal laws that govern us. One of the things I'm seeing here is that last bullet on the left, Webex Teams key server can be deployed on premises. Now, does that mean that even Cisco, if I do that, even Cisco can't get into my data?
You're correct. We can basically install a key server. That key server can be installed on premise. If something were to happen, right, there's no way for us to even get into it. It's on your own premise. You have to have logins, credentials to be able to get into that. But we have no way of seeing what's going on, where that data is, what's in that data store.
Well, that's awesome, because I know there are several companies out there now who are having to say where their encryption actually rests, even what country that encryption rests in, to know that I have it on-prem is a huge deal. Now, some of the teachers that I've been training in the last 4 weeks have really been concerned about people bombing into meetings, because you see that on the news every night. Some horrific thing happened working with third graders. Somebody comes in and does something terrible. How do we, when we're having our virtual classes, our live virtual meetings, and we got it scheduled, how do we know for sure that we're going to be able to maintain control and have that encrypted too?
Yeah, so we require basically users to have passwords, right? That's one of the big things. We require users to have passwords. You as an instructor can actually go ahead and lock a room after a session. You can lock that by default. So after, say, 5 minutes after the bell rings, right? For users to come in, if they're not in the session within the first 5 minutes, you can lock it automatically. Or again, you can lock it manually for yourself, right, as a host. But basically all of our sessions are recorded, right? And we basically encrypt with 256 encryption keys, right? So everything is encrypted on the back end. For end-to-end encryption within meetings, everything is done end-to-end for the meetings part as well.
Wow. Okay. So it's not that I don't trust you, man. Okay. But we've heard several different organizations, leadership stand up and say, hey, I'm sorry, we weren't quite this, we weren't quite that, we weren't fully transparent with the way we encrypt things. And end-to-end encryption has been one of those phrases. So what are other people saying about your encryption outside of Cisco?
So we have a ton of awards actually on our site, and this is only a couple of them, obviously. But we have Info Security Product Guide, Global Excellence, right? That was one provider. And then we also have National Cyber Security Alliance Awards as well. But we have a complete InfoSec team on our side, and that's all they do. Again, Cisco is a security company on our side, right? We sell security solutions, right? So we're very conscious of what we can do and not do out there for our customers. Some other things too is that we go through very strict third-party reviews, right? So there's ISO 27001, as it basically SOC 2 compliance, and that basically, we also go through ISO 27017 as well. But again, those are very strict when they go through those to get those certifications. So again, we're very conscious on our side, as well as we have third party basically doing audits on us as well, how we're achieving it.
Wow. Okay. So it sounds like I don't have to worry about this, but usually what teachers will say at this point is, okay, it's great that it's encrypted. It's great that you've got it embedded in the LMS, but my problem is now going to be ease of use and operations. So I want to show you guys what this looks like. Even with all this encryption going on, it still has to be transparent to you as the teacher and how you actually use it with your learners. So let's just do it real quick. I'm going to start a live class. I'm just click start the meeting. Once I click start the meeting, it's saying, hey, here's your camera. Is that how you want to do this? You want to use your computer? Okay, sounds good. Let's do it. So now I'm starting my class. Class is firing off. There are three things, one of which Dave actually mentioned when we start this thing, which is let's go up to meeting and let's lock this bad boy. Now that she's locked, anybody who clicks that link is going to appear up here in my lobby. From a classroom perspective, kind of think of that as I'm in my classroom, somebody's at the door in the hall. Okay? I don't have to open the door to even see who's out there. I got a name right there at the top. I can decide, am I going to let that person into my class or not? Now, in getting class started, you want as little chaos as possible. And in a COVID-19 situation, dude, I'm dealing with sixth graders, right? Sixth graders are in the backseat of mom's car. They're at McDonald's at the drive-thru. I really don't care how many Big Macs Johnny wants, okay? So what I do is I say, everybody who comes in is going to come in silently. I go up to participant, and I hit mute on entry. That simply means that they can hear me, but I don't have to hear them to get started. Now, selfish plug here. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my friend Mary and I, we're creating live classes on making sure teachers are comfortable operating this. You're going to have my contact information at the end of this bad boy. Please feel free to reach out to me and join one of those meetings. I'll give you the schedule and everything else. The other way that I kind of make sure my classroom is good to go is I don't want some 6th grader, 10th grader, 12th grader pulling up whatever they want in their web browser and then showing that to everyone. Okay? I want to make sure that I uncheck anyone can share, and that means regardless of what they've brought up, they have to get permission from me. Just like they're in the classroom, they've got their laptop, they want other people to see it, they have to get my permission before they can show it to everyone else. So Getting started means click a green button, verify it's the way you want, and click it again. Make sure you lock your meeting so nobody else can come in there. And you don't want to hear a bunch of background noise, so mute people on entry. Last but not least, uncheck that anyone can share. And those things, Dave mentioned it, they can be set as preferences, so you don't have to do that every time class starts if you want to. You can fully automate this process. Dave, anything else to add before we jump out of here?
I think that's it. You did a great job, by the way.
Well, no, you did a great job, because now everybody can rest assured that their content is safe, encrypted, and people are not going to be jumping in on them. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedule once again to watch this. We hope this has been helpful. There are no questions off limits, so feel free to reach to either one of us using the contact information supplied below. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, guys.